Man, I'm going to get straight to the point. Hey, yo, we are a bunch of hypocrites. Yep. This boxing community, pundits, fans, independent media, boxing content creators. We are just a bunch of hypocrites, and we got to keep it real. Let's keep it unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. Look at Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. The boxing world with our outcry. Yo, people need to stop running. Devin need to stop running. Williams gonna need to stop running. These boxers need to stop running. We don't need them to be televised. We don't need this in the sport of boxing. Man, let's file the petition also. You know what I'm saying? Let's ban running from the sport of boxing. That's because it's Devin Haney, one of the most hated fighters in the sport of boxing. But guess what? Teofimo Lopez is also one of the most hated fighters in the sport of boxing. Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez are one of the most hated fighters in the sport of boxing. They're probably in America the most hated ones. Let's go with the Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz, where Jamaine Ortiz was running. But guess what? Guess what was the narrative? Yo, Teofimo Lopez can't cut the ring off. He need to learn how to cut the ring off. Man, he got to cut the ring off. Matter of fact, he needs a new trainer. Yeah, Eddie Reynoso, he knows the art of cutting the ring off. Look at what Canelo Alvarez, he need to cut the ring off. We need to cut the ring off. And a matter of fact, did y'all forget that y'all booed Teofimo Lopez in a post-fight interview when he was disgusted of how Jamaine Ortiz and fighters like that was approaching a fight, and y'all booed Teofimo Lopez and not booed the runner? Teofimo Lopez says, we cannot for 1 second claim that these people, these fighters that don't want to come and fight, Lopez said, you go to blood, sweat, and tears, the 3 codes of conduct, Sugar Ray Robinson Award. If you ain't ready for this life, get the F out of my sport. I am a champion. I bleed for this. I sweat for this. And I cry for this every time. And y'all booed Teo for actually wanting to fight. And y'all gave Jamaine Ortiz the benefit of the doubt and tried to shame Teofimo Lopez because he ain't cut the ring off. But y'all ain't shamed the runner. Because Jamaine Ortiz is not the fighter that is hated. Teofimo Lopez is. Yeah, y'all remember the headline? Teofimo Lopez tops Jamaine Ortiz, retains title despite boos. And in the article when Devin Haney, after the fight with Jose Ramirez, reads, Devin Haney wins dreadful decision over Jose Ramirez at Times Square event. We blame Devin Haney for running. And we blame Teofimo Lopez for not running, to going out there trying to get a fight and give the runner, Jamaine Ortiz, the benefit of the doubt. We ain't had no petition. We ain't had no running ban, no running petition for Teofimo Lopez, right? No, the boxing world booed Teofimo Lopez in his post-fight interview. But it's Devin Haney. He need to stop running. He need to stop running. How is that possible? That we have an outcry of stop running and then an outcry of cutting the ring off. You know why? Because we like to pick and choose our battles. And it has to do, especially with the American boxing fans. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest. I know some of y'all listening to the video right now and be like, no, that ain't me, man. F them, man. F them, man. F them. Nah, Devin, he need to stop running. Or yo, Teofimo Lopez need to learn how to cut the ring off. Both of these guys got crucified when Teo fought Jamaine Ortiz and Sando Martin, because Sando Martin, if you look at Sando Martin versus Teofimo Lopez and then Sando Martin versus Mikey Garcia and Sando Martin versus Puello, Sando Martin stood on, went toe-to-toe. Way different from when he fought Teofimo Lopez. The same thing with Jamaine Ortiz. Jamaine Ortiz ain't fight Teofimo Lopez the way that he fought Jamel Herring, the way that he fought his last outing, the way that he fought Vasily Lomachenko. But you guys ain't crucify the runner, Jamaine Ortiz, and you guys ain't crucify the guy that was aggressive like Jose Ramirez. Because let me tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen, we got to keep it real. Let's keep it honest. We, as the boxing fans, collectively, is bipolar. The toxic American fan base, what we love to do is hate. Let's be real, let's be honest. We hate on Devin, we hate on Teo, we hate on Shakur. Look at Shakur Stevenson. Let's bring Shakur Stevenson into the mix as well. Shakur Stevenson got crucified for running in the Edo de los Santos fight. He got crucified. Stop running. Shakur need to stop running. He a runner. Devin Haney, he a runner. But Teofimo Lopez not a runner. But he got crucified because he can't cut the ring off. Because he wanted the fight. He was the pressure one trying to get the fight. And let me tell you like this. And this ain't no diss to other boxing content creators or you know, publications, journalists, writers, and stuff like that. Because in the end of the day, there's a lot of boxing content creators in YouTube, and they may not admit it, but they're gonna understand what I'm saying. We are addicted to the numbers. We are addicted to the support. So we cater to the topic, we cater to the argument, we cater to the narrative that's going to support, that's going to drive the numbers. We cater to what's going to sustain the audience attention span. So if you build a career, or not a career, I'm sorry, if you build a channel and a Devin Haney platform, you're going to give Devin Haney the benefit of the doubt. You're going to say, no, Jose Ramirez need to cut the ring off. Devin Haney ain't running. Because as soon as you start criticizing Devin the Dream Haney, guess what? You're going to lose subscribers. You're going to lose your followers. Same thing on the other side with Teofimo Lopez. If you start saying that Teofimo Lopez, you need to cut the ring off, and start criticizing Teofimo Lopez, oh, man, he ducking Devin Haney. Oh, man, nah. What you talking about, man? I'm out of this channel. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to swim in a clean pool or do you want to swim in a cesspool? Because, ladies and gentlemen, this boxing community is a cesspool. And the boxing content creators that has good traffic and good support, we're becoming a slave to what the mass audience and mass subscribers want to listen to. Devin Haney channels ain't gonna keep it real with Teofimo Lopez, and the Teofimo Lopez that support channels that support Teofimo Lopez is gonna be hard for them to support, let's say, a Devin Haney. And I know I'm saying something that other people won't say. The narrative, we're not making sense. We're sending a bad message to the powers that be. We're sending a man. And put it this way. I'm gonna give you another example on how we are bipolar in our assessment when it comes to the sport of boxing. Right. For example, as we all know, we got Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford, September 13th, Raider Stadium. Right. And I didn't like the fight, to be honest. I just don't like the matchup because I seen the matchup already with versus Canelo Alvarez versus a undisputed knockout artist in Jamaine Ortiz. But guess what? But since people hate Jamaine Ortiz, and people didn't like Jamaine Ortiz's approach, oh man, Jamaine Ortiz, man, look how he went up against Canelo Alvarez, man. He was scared, man. Yo, look at his approach. But when Demetrius Andre fought David Benavidez, and he went out there to try to knock out David Benavidez, and he got put out. Yo, man, he was stupid, man. Man, Demetrius Andre, that was a stupid game plan, man. Yeah, the same thing if Jamaine Ortiz would have done that shit to Canelo Alvarez, y'all be saying that he was stupid too. We ask for something, and then we criticize it when we get it. Let's be real. How many times we heard, and even I said, hey, yo, man, Devin Haney is underwhelming. Devin Haney is boring. As soon as he fought Ryan Garcia and he approached Ryan Garcia trying to knock him out, after the fight, we were like, yo, that was a stupid-ass game plan, yo. He should have stuck to boxing. Why we told Devin Haney to go out there, he acted like Drago. That's not Devin Haney, but we've been trying to pressure Devin Haney to go out there and sit on his punches and go for the gusto so we could just make fun of him. We, as a boxing community, do not want to see Teofimo Lopez nor Devin Haney truly succeed. We want to see them fail so we can have our bragging rights and have our jokes and have our trolling sessions in these platforms, in the comment section, in the panels. We don't act like real hardcore boxing fans, especially in America. Let me tell you like this. With foreigners, they love their Vasily Lomachenko. Don't matter if Vasily Lomachenko win or lose, man, they're gonna keep his value up, just like Triple G as well. They're gonna keep his value up. Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Beterbiev, Bivol, they get respected. They don't get trolled. It don't matter how great things these guys done, man. They are the most hated fighter. Teofimo Lopez and Devin the Dream Haney are the most accomplished fighter of their generation. And they're the most hated. and the most devalued and the most trolled. Two fathers also accomplished. Teofimo Lopez Sr., the trainer of the year 2020, and Bill Haney, the manager of the year 2023. We be asking their sons to fire their fathers. As a matter of fact, this is how bipolar we is. Like with Teofimo Lopez, for how many years is the boxing fans were saying, yo, man, Teofimo Lopez need to talk more, man. Man, his father need to shut up, yo. These fathers are living vicariously through their sons, man. Teofimo Lopez Sr. should shut up. And as soon as Teofimo Lopez Sr. shuts up and Teofimo Lopez start talking, yo, Teo need to shut up. Where is Senior? Teo need to shut up. He ain't making sense. Where is Senior? Where is Senior? Oh, no. You told Teofimo Lopez that he should talk more and he should tell his dad not to talk. And now you telling Teo to shut up. And where is Senior? I'm right here, bro. Nah, y'all told me to shut up. Nah, bro. Nah, I told you I'm Nostradamus. They put a muscle on me now. Why are we like this in this community? Let's be real. And I know, I'm going to say it again. I know most of the people that's listening to this video is going to be like, you know why? Because they're going to feel like it's an attack on them. But it's really an attack on us. I always say that we need to preserve the sport of boxing, to preserve the modern day warriors, modern day gladiators, the one that put their life on the line for pure entertainment. But all we do, to be honest, is to crucify them. We want to see their downfall. We just like to pick and choose when to have an outcry. Yo, Jaime Munguia, yo, he ain't dirty. Yo, he tested positive for PEDs. But then we go around and we be on Ryan Garcia's side for the Osterin. I was one of them myself. I ain't gonna lie. Osterin ain't do nothing to Devin the Dream Haney. Osterin ain't do nothing, man. Osterin is soy milk for men. Ryan Garcia beat him fair and square. Ryan Garcia, it was skills that beat him. But because Ryan Garcia is hated as well. But Devin Haney's hate is lucrative. Teofimo Lopez, if you look at most of the channels, hate on Teofimo Lopez is lucrative. I could praise Teofimo Lopez as soon as I give a little bit of criticism to Teofimo Lopez. I see new people coming to Punch Drunk Boxing and say, man, Punch, I like you. You know, I always find you funny. I just didn't agree with a lot of things that you've been saying, but man, I like you. You cool, man. Punch, you right. You cool. You holding your boy accountable. I always hold my favorite fighter accountable. Just like Canelo Alvarez is one of my favorite fighters, and I said that I believe that he's ducking David Benavidez. Do you know how many subscribers do I lose for me being unbiased? Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that is, if it's anything negative about this community, and you can, I'm gonna tell you again, a lot of boxing content creators understanding 100% what I'm saying, but they're not going to let their subscribers know. Sometimes I could see that people won't allow boxing content creators to be unbiased. In all actuality, everybody want to pick a side, and they want the boxing content creators to cater to their argument, and then we're the geniuses when we do. We're the same community to hate on Al Haymon PBC, and we the same community that appreciates Turkey Al Sheikh for Turkey Al Sheikh to actually use Al Haymon's blueprint. Thus, taking the middleman out the equation, right? Out the fighters. That's why Earl Spence don't need a promoter. Keith Thurman don't need a promoter. And Al Haymon was getting sued by Top Rank and Golden Boy Promotions and Eddie Hearn. All these promoters was mad because Al Haymon was taking the middleman out the equation. Turkey Al Sheikh comes in. He wants to take the middleman out the equation. He wants to deal with the fighters directly, but he is praised. We are bipolar, ladies and gentlemen. Bipolar. We the same ones. And then we pick and choose whether fighters or coaches. Papachenko, great trainer. To Vasily Lomachenko, his dad, right? His dad. Lomachenko lost to Salido. Lomachenko lost to Teo. Lomachenko lost to Devin Haney. Have we ever heard a narrative that Lomachenko need to fire his father? No. Because it's within our American culture to even hate on fathers. What are we trying to do out here? Are we trying to bury our accomplished fighters? The narrative or the truth is to bury our own sport within our own sport? I hear the narrative saying that, Teofimo Lopez is self-sabotaging himself. Guess what? Boxing, the fans, the pundits, the independent media, the subscribers and followers, we're self-sabotaging our community. This community keeps boxing going on 24/7. If I'm not live or I'm not busting out a video, there's going to be another boxing content creator that's doing it. Doesn't matter if they're in America, the UK, Japan, Philippines, or whatever. This community, the YTBC, the YouTube boxing community keeps boxing relevant, keeps boxing conversations relevant. If it wasn't for our community, you ain't gonna hear no damn boxing on ESPN, Fox, or mass media, other sports network. Matter of fact, ESPN is leaving Top Rank, leaving boxing. Why would anybody be interested and invested in the sport of boxing in America if when they see the hardcore community of the sport of boxing say that everybody is trash? Anybody no good. Look at their resume. They're not really fighting nobody. Tank ain't fighting nobody. Shakur Stevenson is boring. We don't care if he retires. We don't want to see Devin Haney. He's a runner. Teofimo Lopez is crazy and stuff like that. He ain't worth it. He don't sell. We criticize everybody that's doing something great in the sport of boxing. And the doors open up for the Jake Pauls of the world. And the Aiden Ross entertainment, right, in boxing. We don't keep the shame energy. I'm talking about the shame. S-H-A-M-E. I ain't talking about the shame. We don't keep the shame energy. We are bipolar. We don't know what we want. We don't know what we want to support. Matter of fact, we don't support shit. Just recently, we was talking about that Richardson Hitchens honor his contract. There was a story, as we all know, that Ring Magazine posted that Turkey Out Shake won't work with Richardson Hitchens unless that he is with Matchroom Boxing. Strategically forcing Richardson Hitchens to sign a promotional deal when he don't have to, when he could work directly with Turkey Out Shake. But there's people out there that be like, nah, he should sign with Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn did this for him and did that for him. He invested in him and stuff like that. But a fighter don't owe a promoter nothing. They give him an opportunity. They sign up because of their skills, and they go out there and risk their lives. We praise Richardson Hitchens to honor his, that he honor his contract. And we criticize Eddie Hearn also. Nah, man, he can honor his contract, man. He honor his contract, which is true. But then we crucify Teofimo Lopez for not wanting to fight Devin Haney because the other side didn't honor the 3-fight deal contract that he signed. No, Teo, you a duck, Teo. No, you a duck, yo. And Teofimo Lopez saying, but they got to honor my contract, yo. He go to my channel. He go to TBV. They got to honor my contract. I ain't scared no damn Devin Haney, but they got to honor my contract. We don't give it the benefit of the doubt, but we give Richardson Hitchens the benefit of the doubt, and we crucify Eddie Hearn for not honoring the contract. So the question is, what do we really want out of these modern-day warriors, modern-day gladiators? What do we want from these promoters and power entities in the sport of boxing? Are we strategically, as boxing fans, boxing content creators, pundits, media, independent media, trying to bury our sport in-house? We're the one that's sabotaging our sport. And we do it for giggles. We do it for bragging rights. We do it to win debates. We do it to play devil's advocates. We don't love our sport. This ain't about stop running or cutting the ring off. This is about hating Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez. We are walking contradiction. We are hypocrisy at its finest.